Social Media Strategy Template, a 10-point framework for a successful social media program. The statistics show that only 38% of all companies actually have a defined social media strategy. So it would appear that many of us are still throwing stuff against the wall, just trying to figure it out as we go along. And this 10-point strategy can help you to really set up a good framework and figure out how you want to do your social media and get the best results. So you start off by mapping your brand's social graph. Your brand does not exist in a vacuum, and also just be aware that you now have an audience who has an audience. So you're not only talking to your followers, you're talking to their followers. You need to identify all the stakeholders that might influence your brand in any way and figure out where they're active on social media and who they're connected to and who their followers are. Once you know that, you can identify the conversations you need to listen to, figure out what your key messages are that you want to see whether they're in the conversations, and start monitoring and gather all this data relative to your brand and your competitors. Once you have the data, you need to analyze it all, looking for sentiment, strengths, weaknesses, gaps, threats. And once you have all this data, then it's easy to set your goals and align those goals to the overall goals of the business, and make absolutely sure that every goal is measurable so that you can set up your metric system right from the start. Dig into all your data that you've collected and identify the influences in each conversation. There are influences rather in every single space. So you want to connect with those influences. Once you have all this information, now you can figure out what your content strategy should be. Look at the content you have and the content that you need to produce. And then you can start planning for visuals and then develop an editorial calendar. At this point, you're going to pick your tools and your platforms, and you will know exactly where all the different audiences are and how you best can reach them. Then you should go ahead and create your content. Many companies are doing this the other way around. We're just creating content, throwing it out there, hoping it's going to work. But if you've done all the research prior, then you know exactly what you should be producing, when you should be producing it, what messages should be in your content, how you're going to deliver them, and who you're going to deliver them to. Once it's out there, make sure that you are responding. Don't broadcast. This is social media. And you need to look for intent statements and then respond to people. And where you see people talking about these things that your subjects, your points of interest, your brand, facilitate those conversations and get people talking to one another and spreading your messages. And finally, keeping track of everything using really good tools. Get to know Google Analytics. There are many other measurement tools, and then adjust and tweak your strategy according to the results. Now, if you need any help with any of this, please give me a call, 626-793-4911. We are currently developing worksheets for every point on the strategy, and they will be available in a couple of weeks. But we'd be very happy to do a free 15-minute consultation for your 2015 social media strategy right now.